Once you've posted the link to get into your classroom, it will be important to manage students' access to that if you happen to be in there working or if you have two classes back to back. There may be times when you don't want students to come in, and once that link is posted, essentially it unlocks your classroom door and allows students to kind of come in whenever they want to. This doesn't usually happen, but occasionally you will have a student that likes to come into class really early, or you will have a student that is just popping in to see if you're there. So if you want to be working in your classroom on your slides or testing or practicing, then you want to be able to kind of lock that classroom door. So there are two things that we're going to talk about in this recording. We're going to talk about locking, preventing students from coming in. And we're also going to talk about how to remove students and how to make sure that the room is cleared before you leave at the end of your classes. So the first thing that you'll need to do, that you'll need to know how to do, is go up to Tools and then go to Moderator. Now right here you can see that Allow New Participants to Enter Session is selected. If I deselect this, that essentially locks my classroom and no new people can come in. I don't recommend doing this during class because that means if you have a student that comes in late, they will not be able to come in. So again, I would only recommend using this if you are working in there and you want to prevent students from coming in. If you are using this prior to class beginning and you have a student who's coming in early, then about 10 minutes until class begins, you would need to go back and select it and allow new participants to come in once again. Now at the end of class, you want to make sure that all students are gone from the classroom before you leave, and you want to leave as quickly as possible at the end of class. This is especially true if you have two classes back to back, because the room has to be completely empty, no students, no teacher, for 5 minutes before the recording will actually generate. This is to accommodate occasional events where maybe everyone gets kicked out of the classroom and has to come back in. Then you don't end up having to restart your recording. But once the room has been completely empty for about 5 minutes, then Blackboard assumes no one is coming back and it's okay to go ahead and generate the recording. Now if you have a student who is not responding and is not leaving, then you will want to make sure that you remove them from the room before you leave. So I'm going to show you how that works and what it will look like for this from the student view. So from the teacher view, we go to the student permissions, and I'm going to have to move this up so that we can make sure we get the whole thing in the recording window. So I'm going to go to the student participant, there we go, and way down at the bottom you will see the ability to remove that participant. So you can click on that and that will remove the student from the room, and the student gets a notice that they have been removed from the session by the teacher and they are no longer in the room. Now, the teacher has cleared the room and knows that if they leave now, then their recording will generate within a few minutes.